Hi guys, it's Liz here, and I am back with another daily dose of guidance. And so is Misty and Luna. They're off to the side here. Also, I think my neighbor is doing something. There's some noises out there, so if you hear some weird noises in the background, it's my neighbor doing something weird. Okay. So let's get to shuffling. Also, you might hear some noises from my cats, because they're also off to the side here. And Misty is desperately trying to get scritches from me. Momo, I'm in the middle of something here. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. Oh, here we go. Okay. So we have a repeat here. I'll probably pull another card, but for now we have Cornucopia, which we've had before, and it's in reverse. Okay, so that means we're feeling a lack. We're feeling a lack. Okay. So let's see. I do have another deck off to the side here, but I'm kind of feeling like maybe I'm going to use the same. Misty, she's right up on my lap, right in the way. She does not care. She says, pay attention to me. I am here. Pay attention to me. There we go. Okay, here we go. We got another card. So, the Temple Path. Okay, the Temple Path. And that's upright. The Temple Path. Okay, so the Temple Path is really about our spiritual journey. This is about a spiritual awakening and our spiritual journey. Okay, so, and the fact that this comes up with Cornucopia reversed says to me that maybe you're feeling a little cut off in that spiritual area. Okay, so maybe you have a block or an imbalance in and around the third eye and the crown chakra, which is actually like more up here than it is like here. Okay? And so maybe, let's see if we can tap into this more. So this can be a sign that there is a feeling of disconnect from the divine, or source energy, or God, whatever you call it. Okay, there is a feeling of disconnect. Okay? There's also a feeling of, because we're trying to incorporate this with this, okay, that maybe you're feeling a little spiritually unfulfilled, okay? Or maybe you're even feeling a little confused in the realm of spirituality. So if you're the religious type, you may be questioning some stuff within your religion, or considering changing denominations or spiritual beliefs kind of altogether. Okay? Let's get tapped on in here. Okay? Let's see if any angels, guides, divine wisdom wants to come through. Give us a little more clarity. Maybe some guidance around this. Super distracting, just FYI. Luna has decided now is the perfect time to take a very loud, disgusting bath. So if you hear her weird-ass noises in the background, just so you know, she wanted to be on camera for this. So everybody knows Luna is taking a bath. I guess we can look at that as self-care. Luna's prioritizing self-care. see what's going to come through. Okay, so I'm also seeing that there may need to be some healing around spiritual beliefs or religion. Okay, maybe you had a really negative experience in the past, and so now you just sort of like closed yourself off from that. Just spirituality, religion, all of that jazz is just not for me. Okay? And for some, if you're atheist and you're good with that, you're not feeling it like that's a problem for you, right? That's not causing any issues for you. You're an atheist, loud and proud. Cool. Awesome. No problem. You're good. Okay, I'm talking to the people who, like me, are very, they sort of need that. Like they believe that there is more to things than just what we can see, right? And you feel very connected to that, generally speaking. Okay, and having that community and having a spiritual belief system is something that feeds you. It's something that works for you, again, generally. And so when you feel like you're cut off from that, it feels very painful. It feels very painful. It feels very empty. Okay, I've been there, so I understand that feeling of just sort of low-key, like sort of like a grief or like a low-key depression. It feels heavy and sad, and you're confused, and it just kind of feels a little empty, and you tend to search out. Again, I'm just speaking from my experience. So, and you tend to start to search out and say, okay, well, maybe this thing wasn't for me, maybe this other thing is, right? And you start to search until, fingers crossed, you find the thing that makes you feel, connected again. Okay? So again, this could be related to maybe, for me, I've had depressive states that completely just disconnected me, and I did not feel connected to the divine, and that made my depression worse because because the thing that once brought me joy no longer brought me joy, right? And that makes you feel worse. Okay, that's a sign of depression. The things that once brought you joy no longer do. That's a sign of depression. Okay, so and I've had that experience. Sometimes when we're going through spiritual growth or ascension, this can actually be part of that. Okay, that feeling of disconnect is actually, oddly, a part of that. Okay, or it can be. Okay, it means you're in a state of growth. Okay, and it can feel like such a bummer. It is such a bummer, and you're not really sure when or if it's going to pass. Okay, I can assure you, at least from my experience, it does pass. Okay, but, and again, in my experience and what I've seen in others, it's part of that spiritual growth. Okay, you're kind of going through, in the spiritual sense, you're kind of going through that dark night of the soul. And I mean, we call it a dark night of the soul, but this dark night of the soul can last longer than a night, of course. But that's kind of what it feels like, right? That dark night of the soul, and we're going through a growth period, and often this is a sign of growing pains, okay? And it does suck, and it is painful, okay? So I hear ya, I feel ya, but it does pass, and whatever your belief system is, so if you're someone who believes, like me, in a source energy, okay, I call it divine wisdom, or if, maybe you call it God, or if you believe in angels and guides like I do, or, and, if you're in touch with your ancestors and all that jazz, even though you may be feeling kind of cut off from that right now, you can still talk to these beings, for lack of a better term, okay? And you can still ask for their help and their guidance. Now, because you're cut off, or you're feeling cut off, you may not notice when they are sending you messages and are trying to help you, okay? So, but it doesn't mean that they're not. It just means that because there's a block happening in this area, you're not able to see it, okay? You're not aware of it, but they are helping you. Okay, so that's also part of that. What could be feeling shitty is that you feel like you're praying, or you're speaking, to these beings, and you don't feel like they're responding to you. Okay, and that can also be something of an issue that makes you feel like you're disconnected. But it's just that you have a block up in here, so you're not able to see that they are in fact helping you. Okay. Let's see. I'm also, because I do have it here, so I'm also going to tap into the daily guidance from your angels oracle cards. Okay, from Doreen Virtue. I don't think she does. I'm not sure if she does these anymore. I think she may have given up doing the cards. I'm not sure, but I bought these ages ago. So let's see if anything wants to come through to help with this feeling of disconnect on your spiritual path. Now, as I said, this is a part of the spiritual growth process, and it will pass, okay? In that same regard, just as I'm shuffling the cards here, because there is a block or an imbalance in this area, okay, so you might want to look at doing some energy healing around that to move that out of the way, or because it's in, again, this area, you may want to look at shadow work as well. Okay, and I've mentioned this shadow work before, so that's taking the unconscious and bringing it to the conscious so that we can integrate it, okay? So those are the things that, shadows are the things that we rejected about ourselves at some point, typically in early childhood, but not, it could be, after that too. So the things that we rejected about ourselves become shadows. Okay, and that means that we've decided that we don't even want to remember that they existed. Okay, that this was an aspect of ourselves that existed. We've rejected this aspect about ourselves. And this can create blockages and imbalances. It can happen anywhere in the subtle body system, but because we're kind of focused up in this area of the third eye and the crown, okay, there could be some blockages due to shadows that relate to the, the third eye and such. So with that, it could be a denial of having psychic abilities, specifically, because that's the third eye is our psychic abilities. Not just like intuition, because that's like lower down, but being able to, like me, I'm clairaudient and clairvoyant. So clairaudient means like clear hearing, right? So I can hear angels and spirits. I can hear them, okay? But it comes through more as a thought than audibly, okay? I don't typically hear them audibly. It's more, we call it clairaudient because it comes through more as a thought, but you're hearing what they're saying, and it comes through as a thought, okay? So I can hear the other side. Clairvoyance means clear seeing, so you're able to get images, okay? And again, you see them in your mind's eye. You don't see them like with your two physical eyes, okay? Oh, here we go. Interesting. Okay, so we got a card here. But so if you've decided that you know, maybe I did this when I was little. I saw something that scared the hell out of me, and I decided to, okay, I don't want psychic abilities. This is too scary, and cut that off. Okay. Now, it never became a full-on shadow because I remember it, right? So a shadow is when you reject an aspect of yourself and you just pretend like it never happened. You just put that over here, never happened, okay? But for me, because for the longest time, I saw something that scared me and I didn't want it anymore, it became a block. Not a shadow, but a block, because I was like, oh, I don't want to see that, I don't want to hear that, right? And I tried to cut that off, okay? And then years later, the dam broke, okay? So, but that could be something that could be a block, is that you don't want these psychic abilities, or, you know, you don't want to believe in the spiritual side of things, right? And that's going to create a block here, and that's going to create a block here, right, with that crown chakra. So an interesting card that just came up through the angel cards here was reward yourself. Okay, and I'll read this here, but I find it interesting that their guidance for this particular reading is reward yourself. So I'm going to tap into this and see how it relates. So let's just read the little description we have here at the bottom. You've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and it's time for you to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy, mood, and motivation at a consistently high level. Okay. So maybe this also has more to do with the feeling of lack, with the cornucopia. Okay. So maybe part of it is that you're feeling spiritually depleted, your energy, and you're spiritually feeling depleted because you're just giving of yourself. You're not, allowing yourself to receive. Okay. And you're not giving back to yourself. You're not allowing your energy and your spirit to replenish. And so you're feeling that depletion, and you're starting to feel cut off because you're just giving, and not giving enough to yourself. Okay? So that may also be part of your spiritual path, and a part of your spiritual growth is learning how to give back to yourself. Okay? Give to yourself. Allow yourself to replenish your energy. Okay? Let's see if anything else wants to come through. Okay, so just real quick, just because see, Luna knows. I always say Luna taps in. You can kind of see her belly. She's decided to take a nap now. But she said earlier to value your self-care, right? Because I had said, she was taking a bath, and that's just what's happening, right? Said, I value my self-care. I'm taking a bath. I don't care what you're doing, and I don't care that you're on camera. I'm taking a bath. And now I'm going to take a nap. That's what's happening. So see, Luna is also teaching us to value our self-care and to replenish our energy by taking a nap. Self-care by taking a bath and then replenishing her energy through a nap. And just not really caring about what anybody else has to say or do. Okay, I think that's our message for today. Okay? All right, beautiful soul. I will see you tomorrow with another daily dose of guidance.